Vivobarefoot shoes today. The Magna Trail FG. I don't, okay. Shoes, guys. Hey everyone, Alisha here with Terradrift, your sustainable travel and outdoor adventure experts. Let's talk about barefoot shoes. A lot of people are into barefoot shoes these days for running, but we thought maybe it would be fun to give them a go for hiking. I mean, why not, right? After all, they say zero drop and minimalist style shoes can actually be pretty good for foot and leg strength, and hiking's good for leg strength, so seems to make sense, right? It should go together. So we tried out a few pair of Vivobarefoot trail shoes to see how we liked the whole barefoot hiking movement. I tried the Magna FG trail shoes. They're partially made out of recycled plastic bottles, which is totally cool, and are also vegan, which is super important to us. Josh tested out the Primus FG trail shoes, and you can check out his review at the link in the description below. As for these guys, though, I'm not gonna lie, I picked them out because I totally like the look of them. I'm not usually a huge fan of all the colors and patterns hiking shoe manufacturers use for women's footwear. I mean, like, why do dudes get colors like dark green and black and brown, and women's are always pink or turquoise or yellow or something? I mean, like, why can't women's shoes come in natural colors too? Ladies, for real, hands up if you know what I'm talking about. Just want some neutral colored shoes, man. That's all I want out of life. Anyway, I like that these shoes are black. I like that they only come in black. I also like that they're high-rise, even if there's no ankle support. At least that high-rise ankle keeps debris and gravel and stuff out of your shoes. I mean, like, let me tell you, these would have been awesome to have when hiking Volcan Acatenango in Guatemala last spring. So much gravel in my shoes. That said, these shoes are water resistant. Not waterproof, but if you splash in a puddle or hike through wet grass for a while, you should be fine. That said, the soles are not so great on wet rock. Climbing up and around some river rocks and boulders during one hike had me kind of slipping all over the place. So fair warning, these guys are slippery when wet. However, I actually really loved hiking on dry ground with them. I wasn't sure I would enjoy it, as I'm not really a fan of minimalist shoes for everyday walking, like, you know, hiking miles and hours around a city on asphalt or pavement. But on the trail, I actually really enjoyed the feeling of the ground beneath my feet. Hold on, it's about to get real granola up in here. But I seriously felt more connected to the earth I was hiking on, you know? Like, physically connected. The thin soles let your feet really feel the unevenness of the terrain and the rocks and roots you're walking over. So every step kind of felt like a mini massage for my feet, and it was kind of nice. As for the shoe itself, there's a removable insole in here that offers a very minimal amount of cushion. But see the silver in there? It's actually a thermal insole that Vivobarefoot says should keep your feet warmer than the shoe would if you didn't have an insole for about up to an hour. But even hiking in the winter in Texas isn't usually very cold, so I'm not sure I was able to tell a difference in hiking with or without the insole. But if you want to take the insole out, you totally can. And I did for a hike or two, and I could just tell a difference in the barefoot feel with versus without. It was just a little more like responsive, a little more feeling. But speaking of temperature, I don't tend to like hiking shoes for day hikes because they're often super padded and really hot. I'd much prefer to hike in adventure sandals if I can, because my feet get hot and then I get cranky and it's just unpleasant for everyone. Because these shoes are so minimalist though, it took much longer for my feet to start feeling, you know, swampy, which was great. Plus they're super light, which means they're great for travel. And they smash down pretty flat too. So you can kind of roll them up, because there's a picture on the website of them all rolled. You can kind of roll them. I don't know that that's any more useful than like just smashing them flat, but you can do it if you want. One thing I will say about these shoes though is that I did have to wear socks that came up above the tops of the shoes. This is like a no stitch sort of insert here. It's supposed to be a sock-like feel, but the one time I didn't wear socks that came up high enough, the tops rubbed against the sides and back of my ankle and were pretty uncomfortable after a 2-hour hike, just like really rubbing. So if you have, I guess, larger ankles than me and the shoes fit really snugly, that might not happen, but you've been warned. As for the tread of these shoes, it's not super aggressive, by which I mean the lugs aren't super deep. I think these are about a 3mm high lug, which means they may not be ideal for every sort of terrain when you need a little extra grip. I found on most day hikes, this was plenty. I didn't need any additional tread. I will also say about this upper that's, the whole thing is made partially of recycled plastic bottles. It is a little stiff. I have worn them on quite a few day hikes now. It feels like it might still be breaking in, but this upper bit here is a little stiff and kind of crinkled a little bit. Can you hear it? Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It wasn't uncomfortable though, so I guess it's not really a problem. It's just something to keep note of. It'll probably soften up after use. All said, I totally dig these for day hikes. I think they're even sleek enough to wear around town. I mean, at least in the clothes I wear. However, I may not wear them around town too much because honestly, if I'm gonna be on my feet all day, I like a little cushion in my shoe. And I'm not sure I'm ready to wear them backpacking yet. But if you've been wearing barefoot shoes for a long time and your feet are used to it, go for it. I like a little extra padding beneath my feet when I'm carrying an extra, 20 or 30 pounds on my back. But that's just me. Barefoot shoes do tend to take a while to get used to. As for sizing, I ordered about a size down. Usually with hiking shoes, you want to order a size up to keep your toes from smashing into the front of the shoe when you hike downhill. But these guys run fairly large. And since there's no padding or multiple layers of fabric or whatever on the inside, an 8, which I normally wear in like day-to-day shoes, was comically large. I mean, we're talking clown shoe big here. A 7 fit much better and still gave my feet plenty of room to move, especially given, that big square toe box. So what do you think? Ready to try a pair of barefoot hiking shoes? I can honestly and wholeheartedly recommend these Magna FG trail shoes from Vivobarefoot. We'll put a link to where you can find them in the description below. But that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with friends, family, and everyone else you know. And make sure to subscribe for more gear reviews, cool destinations, and sustainable stuff. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Terradrift, and head on over to terradrift.com for all sorts of dope travel and adventure content, including more gear reviews. Thanks for watching, guys. Wander on.